firstly, these MAM72 32 pallet Matsuura machining centres, 5-axis machining centres, have played a big part in that sort of 25-year period, haven't they? Certainly in the latter days.
Certainly, the last 8 years we've been using the MAM machining centres. They've took our business to a different level, really. They've given us a shift that wasn't there. We're just running a normal 10-hour shift in a day. Now these are running all night long.
A lot of engineers that watch our videos and our channel may think to themselves, well, this is well beyond me. You know, this is the type of machine I see in a, as you said earlier, in a car plant.
Yes.
But that's really not the case, is it?
No, not at all. I mean, you just have to. It's just how you utilise the machine. You can have different parts on different pallets. You can have a run of lang vices on the pallets. You can have a run of fixtures and just leave the machine set up so it's there. You're instantly going, making parts straight away.
What if I was to say to you though, Jason, that in the area or the floor area that a MAM72 35V from Matsuura sits, you could maybe fit 2 or 3 smaller machining centres and have 2 or 3 spindles? Wouldn't that be better?
Well, no, not at all, because you just don't get the reliability, in my experience, with the other machine tools that I'm getting from the Matsuura. And also, we've got the Renishaw probing and the laser tool checking on there. So we've got a reliable process, we've got a reliable machine tool. And that, in my experience, is worth its weight in gold. I'm just not seeing that from other manufacturers presently.
With this machine as well, you can experience upwards of 90% uptime, which I suppose is where your argument comes from, the fact that that spindle continually runs.
Exactly, that's it.
So what would you actually be making here then, Jason, in the majority of the types of parts that you're actually machining?
We make highly complex 5-axis components. When I say highly complex 5-axis components, they could be they could look like a 2D component, as it were, but we're machining them in 5-axis, so we're reducing setups. But a lot of the stuff that we do is really quite trick.
Are you chasing tight limits?
Definitely, yeah. We're going down to microns now, and the Matsuuras with the refrigeration units that we've got on the coolant are allowing us to hit those limits. And obviously aligning with my inspection department, coolant set at 21 degrees. Inspection department at 21 degrees, so it's quite seamless now.
And in terms of how the business operates and each machine is its own cell, do you have one man per machine, or is one man on 2 machines?
So how we work here is one man will take the original model from the customer, he will program that on our CAM package, and he will own that job right the way through from receiving the model to getting the finished component off of the machine.
Okay, and what happens at night time? Because having the unmanned run on these machines is a key part of what you do. But how do you know, and if it does happen, if the machine stops, what's your, how do you overcome that?
Okay, so what we've done is we've got CCTV. Some of the guys will be thinking it's for me watching what they're doing, but no, it's so the operators can have a look. I say the operators, the programmers can look at what's going on their machine, on their computers or on their iPhones. They dial in on an app and they can see what's going on the control.
Okay, and then if there's a problem, they can come in and they can do whatever they need to do and then keep the machine going, keep that spindle turning.
Exactly.
The loading of this machine, can it be done while the machine's actually machining as well? So for example, through here, your pallet system, can you go in and set all your 32 pallets whilst the 5-axis solution is in operation?
Yeah, exactly. You can machine, you can set up whilst the machine's running, no problem. In fact, that's what we're doing on this machine at the moment. There's fixturing in there, loading 2 components up onto a pallet at a time, and that's done whilst the machine's running.
These have played a massive part in the growth of your business, but they weren't your latest investment with Matsuura. Further down the shop, you've got a brand new MX330, which has got a 10 pallet Poole on it, one of their latest innovations and a popular product. Why not just buy another MAM72 35V? And why go for the MX330, Jason?
Well, the MX330 sits well within our for our Formula One work, because normally we've got a lot smaller batches than we're seeing with aerospace. So batches of around 6 off of each hand component, something like that. But more ideally, it's got a much smaller footprint than I've got with the MAM72, and as you can see here, we're a bit tight for space, so yeah.
And when you first saw that MX330, did you think to yourself, that would be perfect for my motorsport or aerospace applications, as you said?
I mean, it just sits brilliantly within it, with MP Engineering, definitely. To be fair, I'd like another 2 or 3.
Well, you have ordered another one, I believe, which is turning up here in January. So the 330 that you had this year is the first of 2.
It is, definitely, and then maybe one if Dom's got one left at the end of the year as well. So
we'll have another one. Now, will that run as efficiently in the same manner of these machines? Do you load the 10 pallets up and leave it running overnight in the same fashion?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, we've got the Renishaw probing on there, we've got the laser tool check-in, so we run it exactly the same as we'd run the MAMs. You can even take a pallet from the MAM and put it into the MX330. It's not an issue.
When you look at Matsuura as a brand, this was where you started with them, and you look at the 330. Were you surprised at their venture into a smaller machine with less pallets, and actually how cost-effective that model was as well? Because I know its price point, its entry to the market is very competitive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really competitive, but I mean, you're not getting any less of a machine for the money, really. You're getting all the, let's say, the history of a MAM machine just within a smaller footprint. But when I say within a smaller footprint, okay, you've not got as many tools as you've got on a MAM, you've not got as many pallets, but actual working capacity is comparable with a MAM machine.
So it's almost like a scaled down version, isn't it? Let's say you didn't want to have 32 pallets as an engineer, you didn't have the floor space for one of these, and maybe you didn't want to spend or invest at this level. The 330 might just be the perfect sweet spot.
Exactly, but you're not scaling down your working envelope. Your working envelope is exactly the same as you get on a MAM.
I want to get a couple more points out of you, Jason, about Matsuura as a company. We hear it a lot. I'm still waiting for the day I go into a Matsuura customer and they say to me, you know, the machines aren't reliable, the service isn't very good, but it just isn't happening. It's not going to happen here either, is it?
No, it's refreshing to have somebody that will work with you and understand the problems that as a manufacturer you have. You know, we don't live in an ideal world and things do go wrong. Matsuura are absolutely brilliant at coming, servicing the machines. And to be perfectly honest, the machines are that reliable. As long as we have them serviced twice a year, we're not having too many breakdowns. And I hope I don't regret that comment.
And when we started this, we spoke about a lot of people thinking that this type of machine was found in a car plant or a big OEM business.
Yeah.
Are you hearing and seeing, like us, that Matsuura are actually starting to take their place in modern machine shops like yours, subcontract engineers, business that needs flexibility and need to be agile? Would you agree that that's a good place for Matsuuras now as well?
Definitely. I mean, you've only got to go round the Formula One teams and these things are springing up all over the place. So, yeah.
And in the smaller machine shops too?
And in the smaller machine shops, yeah, definitely. Although I'm not into my competitors' machine shops as much as you are. So.
Next year for you guys, wow, what a year this year's been. Much of the same, do you think, regardless of what's happening in the outside world when you turn on the telly?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've only got plans to grow the business. We're venturing well into our aerospace work now, and Formula One work's just coming in thick and fast. So yeah, I only see good things.